Here we are again, folks, live from E3 2011. I'm your host, Chris Waters, and joining me, Chris Reinhardt, project lead on Prey 2 at Human Head Studios. Chris, welcome to the stage.
Thank you. It's really good to be here.
We are really glad to see you guys here. You guys have been having a great showing at E3 so far. Just that dynamite. If you folks haven't seen the CGI trailer for Prey 2 yet, it's dynamite. Watch it after you watch this demo. Chris, Prey 2, you guys got this cool game.
It's awesome.
Give us the overview for folks who maybe don't know much about it.
Well, the real high-level thing is you play a badass bounty hunter in this sci-fi alien world. You hunt down alien scum, take them down, get paid.
That's like the greatest synopsis
Sold,
of a game
right?
I've seen on this set yet. Absolutely. All right, so badass bounty hunter. We're inhabiting his shoes right now. What is this world we're in?
This world we're in it's this world called Exodus. And at the very beginning, the player wakes up on this planet, has no recollection of how he got there. The reason we're doing this is we want the player to encounter the story at the same time as the main character. Now what we're doing here is we come into this bar, we found an ambient target. This guy's wanted dead or alive. It's kind of our choice. This target's fleeing. We're going to see where
Pulling
he's
out
going.
a gun is a pretty good way to send that guy running.
We're just trying to get him to surrender peacefully, but no, this guy's just being a jerk, taking off. So we're going to try to take him down, throw some electric bullets at him, which will wrap around the target.
If you can hit him.
Yeah, if you get him.
There it is, nice.
So he's wanted dead or alive, and so we could, well, I guess we decided to kill him.
That
blow him away.
Guess we know what choice that is. And so you've got like a little augmented reality thing going on there with the targeting system and calling up the file on the target there. Is that just sort of, so as you're exploring, you'll come, I'm sorry, what? Is that just him being cheeky? I mean, was that guy giving him guff?
We've got a morality system in the game. If you want to play like a jerk, you can play like a jerk. You can run around. There's a lot of ways to interact with people. You can go up and shove people around if you want.
Shoving them off a cliff is
You can threaten them, pull out the gun and threaten them, and you might get information out of them. Or
might get information or money or something?
We're going to take a mission here. We're going to go talk to an informant. And because this particular mission, we don't know where the target's located, but we know an informant who has the information. So we're going to head over to the informant and get that information.
Do a little research.
Yeah, exactly. Like a bounty hunter, tracks a guy down. You don't know where he is. You talk to accomplices and all of that.
You head into a seedy bar,
Exactly, yeah.
Now, we caught a brief glimpse of that dude before he was executed and collected the bounty. He had non-human legs. That was not a human. Are there any other humans besides you running around this world?
Well, at the beginning of the game, you don't think there are other humans, but you do run into Tommy from Prey 1.
Oh, really? So Tommy made his way here?
He is a character, yes, and that's kind of part of the story, kind of part of the mystery of what's going on with the game.
And now, is it just one predominant alien race?
There's a ton of different races throughout the game.
Oh, very cool.
So this is really cool here. So we're going with the combat is a little different in Prey 2 than it was in Prey 1. We call it agile combat. The idea is you can slide to cover, pop up from cover, vault from cover. You can shoot while doing all of it. It's very fast, fluid, very accessible.
Yeah, that was smooth. I mean, you had some cover and then slid right under it, ba-bam.
We've spent a lot of time on it. It's working out really, really well.
And does that sort of, one obvious comparison is to Mirror's Edge, a game in which, mantling, jumping up on surfaces, stuff like that was the main focus, but you guys that's just part of your game here.
That's part of the game.
You've got gunplay, and it's first-person platforming basically that's going on right here.
But what we did is when we were designing the movement system, because that's one of the first things we wanted to do is expand that. We went through, designed it, but we wanted to make sure it was integral into every other part of the game. So the world is designed very vertical, so you have a lot of places to climb. The combat is integrated with it, so you slide to cover, pop up from cover like we saw. It's all nice, neat package. It's awesome.
Now you're talking about that vertical world, and we've actually got questions coming in from Carl in Chicago, wondering about just the size of the world and of this city that you can explore.
So the size of the world is very large. The world we've created it's a tightly locked planet, which means one side faces the sun, one side faces away. Mm-hmm. This area here is in the middle in kind of this perpetually dusk area.
Okay.
But so this is a very large city we're in here, but we get to go to other areas. We get to go to kind of a brighter side, a darker side. There's a wide variety of environments.
Nice to be doing a little bit of travel around it. And within each area, this is a pretty wide open space for,
it's a big space.
Protagonists to jump around.
A lot of places to explore. We created mechanics to let you get around easier too. The player has hover boots, so you can hover around this world. We can climb up really cool ways. We want to make something really awesome in order to climb down.
Does he have any similar gadgets for climbing up, or is it just sort of his own nimble abilities that get him up there?
He's got really nimble abilities to climb up. We're not going into all the gadgets yet. There's only, in the demo we're showing at E3, there's about 7 different gadgets we're showing. The full number is well over 20.
Oh, wow.
And they're really split up in a few different categories. There's gadgets that help you with stealth, gadgets help you with going in guns blazing. You want to go in and just blow a bunch of people away. You've got shoulder-mounted rockets and grenades and all this awesome stuff.
And we saw the gadget, the Bolo, in use earlier for catching and subduing. Mm-hmm. And maybe we'll catch another glimpse as we pursue the target through here. Now,
actually, this is one of my favorite parts. This is really cool.
Yeah.
So he found the target. He's going to go into the nightclub to take the target down. What he can do is he can go up behind one of the target's henchmen and take him hostage. So you can actually use this guy as a meat shield if you want to. So he's going to use him as collateral, as a meat shield, and go in when he approaches the target.
And this guy's giving you a little lip, too.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
I imagine he's not very happy about the situation.
Not at all.
What he has, how many, is that like 3 eyes on a side?
Yes.
Nice.
He's got 6 eyes total.
That's a cool design. Oh, God, where did his head go?
Sometimes meat shields don't last very long.
You know, but at least that wasn't your head, right? We've got a question from Amr in Cairo. We got hover boots, and we're talking about locomotion, getting around a lot.
Yeah.
Any vehicles that are going to help you do that?
There are no vehicles in the game.
Okay. I was picturing, something like in the Fifth Element, that Chinese food truck that sort of comes up to the window, because you got a lot of vertical space.
There are vehicles that fly around, but you don't get to drive them.
Okay.
So there's a part actually in this chase, where the target can teleport. This is one of the unique abilities of this target. So you need to find a crazy way to take this guy down, because when you try to wrap the bolas around him, they don't work on him, because he can teleport out of them.
And he's leaving little mines?
He's leaving mines, yeah, so you can teleport away.
Oh, wow.
But in terms of vehicles, there are trains in the world. You can leap on the trains and go across the trains. It's kind of dangerous, but that's one way you can get around the world. He's trying to wrap the bolas around the target, managed to get away from him.
That teleport move is wild.
So then here he's going to flip to one of my other favorite gadgets. These are the shoulder-mounted rockets. And it's awesome because you can use the gadgets at the same time as your weaponry. So you can just go blow a whole bunch of stuff up. That guy's limping away.
And we've got a question from Timothy. He's obviously interested in the gadgets and the guns you've got available here. Any kind of shops or home base where you go spend the money you earn from bounties?
Yeah, there are vendors throughout the world. Vendors that sell black market goods, vendors that sell weapons and gadgets and upgrades. So there's a really deep upgrade system. So if you say you prefer to play stealthy, you're going to pick obviously more stealth gadgets. So you're going to want to upgrade those more. You'll probably get rid of the more blow everything up type of gadgets. So you can stick with those.
Because you're streamlining it.
Yeah. You can customize it to the way that you want to play.
So here's a question: how would you say you were taking a stealth approach to earlier? You wouldn't have taken a hostage. Would there be an alternate route in? How would you play that stealthy to get in there and get close to your target?
Well, you'd identify the target's on the second floor, so you'd probably try to find a way in, climb up, find a way in to try to take him by surprise. Try to take him down quickly before he can activate all of his henchmen.
And that looks like a handy little gadget that just saved you from getting shredded by that horrible alien gun.
That was a deployable shield, which you can drop, and it lasts for a brief period of time. This is another awesome one. It's called the anti-gravity grenade, which will pull a guy up from behind cover for a brief period of time. You can go and blow him away. Here are the trains I mentioned.
You just teleport through the trains? Man,
Blair, you grab the trains and climb up.
Nice. You get the sense that, if you're jumping on trains, you're climbing up walls, you get the sense that you're this, you can go a lot of places. You have a great freedom of movement.
It's very fluid. There's a lot of freedom. So he pretty much corners the target. This is another awesome thing. A lot of the missions have choices in them. So you'll take a mission, and like this one, the target said, hey, I'll pay you more money if you let me go. So you've got an option. You could screw over your original mission giver and let this guy go. We're going to play and be a little bit more, we don't want to screw over the mission giver, so we're going to just capture him and send him to the client.
And there was an option there to interrogate versus send a client. I mean, you've clearly got him imprisoned in this sphere of immobility and pain.
Yeah.
And you're just sort of, what kind of information might you get out of him? Information about another
story,
another bounty? Oh, about story.
Other bounties, maybe where he's hidden some money or some items and so forth. So you run the risk of killing him. if you interrogate them too much. So if the target's wanted alive, you want to be really careful about doing that. That's why we didn't interrogate him too much. We sent him to the clients in order to get paid.
And you just kind of, boom, teleport him there. Oh, God. This guy is not happy about something you did?
No, he, the brother of the guy that you just captured is angry, so he's sending a heavy hitter to try to take you down.
That was one heavy hitter, and actually reminiscent of an enemy we saw in Prey as well, if I recall correctly.
This is a redesigned guy. There's a number of enemies that if you played Prey 1, you'll recognize them from Prey 1. They make a reappearance.
But clearly you guys launching into whole new territory here with Prey 2.
Yes.
Now that was a big guy. Did they get bigger?
That's one of our bigger guys in the world.
He's pretty gnarly. All right, we've got a question coming in from Anton in Bulgaria, wondering about any kind of RPG elements. And he mentions quests and items, but you know, it's totally got quests. It's totally got items in there. Is there anything else sort of makes this a richer experience that you want to mention?
We do have RPG light elements where you can upgrade yourself, you can upgrade the weapons. Really the big thing though is upgrading the gadgets. If you choose what gadget you want to use or what type of gadgets you want to use, you can upgrade those. There's a ton of upgrades for them. Right now we've got around 20 plus gadgets, and we've got around 40 different upgrades for all those gadgets. So there's a lot of depth there.
All right, and we have the questions are coming hot and heavy. You folks are clearly interested in Prey 2. Anubis in Ohio wants to know more about those choices. You know, at the end there, we talked about how the choice to interrogate could lead to some more story information, but what happens if you don't get that story information? Do you find it somewhere else, or how does, you know, within the course of the campaign, how much leeway do the different choices give you?
Well, in terms of the overall choices, there's a lot of interesting choices throughout the mission. So for example, there's a mission where you could be going after a particular target. You're trying to, maybe you want to kill him. And the client wants him dead. You're going after that target, the target himself contacts you, you realize there's a bounty hunter after him, and he goes, hey, I see you're after me, bounty hunter, I'll pay you double if you go kill the original client. So now you've got a choice. Do I want to screw over the mission giver, or do I want to be maybe a little bit more honorable and go after and finish the mission that I was hired for in the first place?
Now you say the word honorable, and that harkens back to very early in the demo you mentioned sort of a morality kind of thing where we watched the casual shove of the pedestrian off the edge, which made me laugh. That was funny. I liked it. But is that something that's actually tracked? Is that something that comes into play in the development of the story?
It is tracked, yes. So if you screw over your mission giver, or if you go around and blow people away, or if you take, because you can take anyone hostage. You can go find anyone in the game, and you can take them hostage.
Okay.
So, well, anyone who it's reasonable. You can't take that giant brute guy at the end. You can't take him hostage.
Freeze or I'll shoot.
But if you take a random innocent hostage, you're going to lose some of your reputation.
Okay, and then will maybe, you know, people be less reluctant to hire you or give you jobs or stuff like that?
It has effects on some of the gameplay elements throughout the game.
All right. Well, very excellent, Chris. Thank you so much for bringing Prey 2 by. This game is looking very intriguing, and I encourage you folks to check out that trailer, as I mentioned before. Is there anything else you want to mention before we wrap it up here?
Well, one thing I want to mention about the trailer itself, I've got two things, actually. The trailer itself was really interesting developing it, because we developed it around the same time we're working on this demo. So if you watch the trailer, everything that happens in that trailer, you can do in the game. So it's one of those rare things that you see the trailer, people are like, that's not really the game. That really is the game. What happens in there, you can do in the game, because they were developed at the same time.
Yeah, those shoulder-mounted rockets get a nice scene towards the end of that trailer. Yes. I think you folks will enjoy it. I was noticing that throughout, and I didn't want to, you know, I want to let it run its course. You folks should definitely check that out. And Prey 2, we're going to be able to get our hands on it. When's it coming to store shelves, and on what systems?
It's going to be out next year in 2012. It's going to be for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and the PC.
Chris Reinhardt from Human Head Studios, thank you so much for bringing Prey 2 by. Glad to see you guys here at E3. Hope it continues going well for you.
Thank you.
You going to get a chance to get out on the floor at all? Or you?
I'd like to, but I think I'm going to be showing off demos pretty much the rest of the day.
There are worse things to be doing, man. Prey 2 is looking very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, folks, we are headed back out onto the show floor. Now, if you've been following Homer's exploits, as I hope you have, you know that it's not just games that are on the show floor, but a whole wide variety of gaming accoutrements, things you can buy to enhance your gaming experience. One well-known developer of those things is Mad Catz. We're taking a look at their booth next.